2018. Thank you for joining me. It is a pleasure to be with you today and to be with you live. This is your rundown of the astrological influences in September. I've drawn up your chart wheel specifically so you can see that the rising sign is Libra there. So it all revolves around you. I've got my laptop here with my astrology software. I've made some notes about the major things going on in the month. So let's go and let's see what's happening for you this month. So first of all, from the 30th of August through until the 14th of September, we have the Sun in Virgo, and that's at 8 degrees in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. And that opposes Neptune, which is in your 6th house of work and daily routine. So the sun is your identity. It's what you identify yourself as, what gives you a sense of strength and power. And it's kind of flipped around because Neptune and water, that kind of rules the 12th house. It's about the end and spirituality and moving the veil back and looking at the other side. That's where your identity is in. And that's where you're taking action and absorbing info. Your Neptune is in your 6th house of work, so where Virgo ought to be, really, because Virgo rules the 6th house, Neptune's sitting there and it's being very spiritual and very passive when it comes to your work. So the first 2 weeks of the month, Libra, you may experience a heightened sense and a heightened interest in the occult, in spirituality, in connecting with a power greater than yourself, in reaching out of your comfort zone, and you're not so focused and you're not so sharp and you're not so clear about what happens in your working life. So use the opportunity to meditate on this, because it sounds to me like you're being asked to meditate to see if there will be any changes in your working life. Maybe there could be, maybe you're missing your dream job. Now, all of September until the 1st of October, Uranus is in Taurus, and that's in your 8th house. The 8th house rules death, the other side, and it also rules anything that is bigger than us. So myself in connection with an institution, a business, a corporation, a government, anything like that. So Uranus is rebellion and eccentricity. It's at 2 degrees in Taurus, so that planet in your 8th house makes you somewhat uncomfortable just going with the flow and being in the corporation or being in the employment. And you want to do something for yourself. You want to have relationships that are unconventional. The square with Mars, Mars is the planet of masculinity and drive, and it's no longer in retrograde now. It's direct in September. And that's at 28 degrees in Capricorn in your 4th house, Libra. So there's also a drive to work on your family relationships and to care about the people in your life who are closest. So Uranus and Mars squaring each other causes friction. I'm bored, these people are boring me, I want to be around people who get me. This work situation isn't doing it for me anymore. I feel restless and discontented with all of this. I just want to be spiritual and really see what my guides are telling me. And I just feel, a lot of Libras, I think, this month are going to feel overly comfortable in their work. It's slow. Maybe you're getting back into work after a summer holiday and you really feel that, wow, this is like a slow start. This is heavy. And that's why I think the sun is in your 12th house, really giving you the ability to look within, because you're kind of being asked, imagine your life appearing to you in this bubble, in this fog, and it just floats in, and it's your life with your car that you drive to your job every day, and you're seeing it for the first time. You can almost see it like float away. And then you see this other bubble of you in your other life, this ideal life that you've always wanted to live. And you get the practical ideas of how to make that real. So I think for Libras, it's so important this month to dream and to feel and to connect with the higher power and to really see what your life could be. You've got incredible potential. Now, on the 1st of September, You've got kind of a grand cross, but it's squished a bit. It connects your Jupiter in your second house. So good luck all month as far as your finances are concerned. It connects your North Node in Leo, so what you want to achieve. Your Uranus in your second house and that Mars in Capricorn. So yes, you know, Libra, you intuitively, because you are intuitive and you intuitively feel that in your work, you could be doing a lot better than you're doing. So if you're working for someone, you could be being paid more, or you could take the next step promotion-wise, or you could work for yourself by putting yourself in the spotlight, sharing your own unique ideas, not what your corporation says is right, but what you think is right. Pointing fingers, yikes, don't do that. And combined with Mars in Capricorn, you want to work. You're really into your work this month here at the beginning of the month, and you really want to figure out, what is it that I'm doing? What makes me happy? And I don't want to be bored all the time and stuck and have to ask when I can go to the toilet, for God's sake. So that's the beginning of September. Remember that connecting with a higher power is going to give you ideas on that, and it will be good. On the 2nd of September, 2nd of September, things kind of open up, and there's a bigger shift on family and dreaming about your ideal life. So 2nd of September is a great day for family, to work on family relationships, also to feel, to get in touch with your emotions, because the ideas for creating wealth and abundance, they come via your feelings. So listen to your feelings on the 2nd. On the 3rd of September, we've got a lot more energy, kind of, we've got Mars and Neptune and Uranus and the Moon forming this weird little, like almost dromedary triangle. Okay, so you feel very able to communicate here on the 3rd of September and to really get your will across. And that allows you to manifest something unique in terms of what you want. So let's say you're working in a kind of data entry job. But you want to do the layouts on the Photoshop stuff. You could go to your boss on the 3rd and say, listen, I've got a bit of experience in the Photoshop stuff. I'd like to expand my responsibilities, please. You can, if you're in a situation where you have to ask for permission or you have to get the stamp of approval from someone, the 3rd of September is the best time to do that. So if you want something from your employer, if you need something, then ask for it on the 3rd of September. It'll work really well and in your favor. On the 4th of September, you've got a grand trine in the chart. A grand trine connects in Earth, your Uranus, your Mercury, which is in Leo, and your Saturn, which is in Capricorn. It's unusual to have a grand trine which has more than one element. So your dislike for convention this month, oh, this is so funny. I've gone on live and now there's a wind blower and they're making a lot of noise. Hang on, I'm just going to close this window. I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. Nice and quiet. Okay, so on the 4th, you have this grand trine, and it's in Earth. So Saturn is sitting right on your IC, which is your roots. So you're really certain about what it is you want your life to look like, because you had that vision earlier, that you know what your potential is. Uranus in Taurus means that you step out of your usual comfort zone and you surprise even yourself with what you're willing to do. And you are connected spiritually with that sun being in Virgo in your 12th. It kind of sucks up spiritual knowledge. And you're spiritually just being told, you know, like when you know something is just over, like when a relationship has run its course and you just know that it's done with. Sometimes we just know. And there's something here going on with your work where it's just like, I'm done with this. I don't feel it anymore. I feel much more interested in my spiritual progress. Like I said with that Virgo Sun and Neptune. Now on the 5th of September, We have an amazing set of blue kind of aspects. So lots of things working in your favor. You still have that grand trine here, so you can still create and put yourself in the spotlight and talk about what it is you want. But also we've got a kind of kite configuration. So Jupiter is involved, Venus is involved, the planet of love and beauty, the moon in Cancer. So today is a very intuitive day where your senses are heightened. So you're not just intuitive and sensitive, you're psychic, you're connected spiritually, you're downloading creative, intuitive, spiritual, healing energy. All of that is coming into your system. Now, on the 6th of September, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into Virgo. And it goes into Virgo in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. Now, the sun is already there in Virgo, your identity, at 13 degrees, which is 4, which is about stability comes from listening to the universe. That's your thought process as far as this month is concerned, especially the first 2 weeks. Mercury, the planet of ideas and thinking, joining the sun really means you kind of have a satellite floating around your head that out of all of the signs of the zodiac this month, you're the one who spiritually can make most contact and can get the best messages through. So, you know, the best employer, the best kind of advice giver, the best friend you can ever have is a higher power because it knows your fate. It knows everything about you. So access those Akashic records, meditate, work on building that connection. In my experience, you build it through prayer and meditation. And you can't go wrong because it will always give you information that helps you improve your life. On the 7th, we've got a square between Jupiter and the moon. So there's some sort of public performance. Go see a play or something on the 7th or go to the cinema. There's some sort of public performance or show that you go to with friends. And that gives you an idea of what you could do additionally to make an extra income. Really clever. On the 8th of September, we've got another grand trine appearing. This one is still that fire and earth trine. So that is with you for the whole first week of September. Really, I can be confident and passionate about these ideas that I've got, this bubble, this vision that I saw, and I have the practical know-how to ask for help and to get these things manifested in the first 2 weeks. So you're an air sign. Change shouldn't be so difficult for you. So if there is change in the air and you've outgrown something, then go with the flow and change it. If you feel like that you're in a situation where you still have more to learn and you're not ready to move yet, then go with the flow of that and see what else opens up to you, maybe on the side or in your personal life. But there's more movement happening for you here in September, Libra. On the 9th of September, we have the new moon in Virgo. So I'll make a separate video on the new moon and the full moon. But the new moon is basically when the sun and the moon sit together and it pulls in energy to get ready for its next monthly cycle. And it pulls in Virgo energy into your 12th house of spirituality. Your transiting midheaven is also at 1 degree in Virgo. So everything that's been building up so far about you just downloading all this knowledge about your job and your life purpose, it reaches its pinnacle here on the 9th. So take some time out to meditate, carve out a bit of time for yourself on the 9th. Maybe take a walk in nature, think about, contemplate your life, and you're really going to figure out what your life purpose is, what you're here for. And if you don't get all of that and you need some help, then get in touch with someone like me, because by drawing up your chart, I can very easily see what your life purpose is and what your vocational aptitudes are going to be. But on the 9th, you really have the ability to figure that out on your own. And your intuition is always going to be much better than anyone else's. So if your guides are whispering in your ear, then listen and follow up on what they're telling you. Also on the 9th, we've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty, moving into Scorpio at 0 degrees in your 2nd house. Whenever a planet is at 0 degrees, you get the quintessential nature of that planet. And Venus in Scorpio is Venus madly in love. She wants to know that her partner will die for her. So feelings are intense. Your rising sign, your transiting rising sign, and Jupiter also in Scorpio in your second house. So there's a love for drama. There's a love for emotional connection. There's a love for passion. It's a magnetic attraction to people who have something going for them. So the ninth has also got a lot of earth. So it's kind of a mishmash here. There's a desire for money. There's a almost sexual desire for other people, and together that can turn into a very kind of glamorous evening at a casino with champagne and laughing and hotel rooms and things like that. So the ninth is kind of it's a little bit iffy in terms of your feelings, because you might get swept up in your feelings. You might lose control a little bit. So watch out for that on the ninth, because Venus in Scorpio is super intense. On the 10th of September, we've got the moon moving on. It's still in Virgo. So even on this day, listen to the messages you get and then turn them into practical action. Imagine a flock of angels just surrounding you and whispering in your ear, telling you what you ought to do. Virgo is going to help you implement that and just follow instructions. And this month is a month of you being guided. I mean, we're up to the 10th of September, and so far I see you being like spoon-fed almost all the way. All you got to do is connect with the higher realms and you'll get something out of it. On the 11th, Mars moves out of Capricorn and it moves into Aquarius in your 5th house. So now from the 11th of September onwards, you start to think about, what can I do for my loved ones? What can I do for my family, the people I love? How can I have fun? But how can I do that for other people? In German, you've got a saying which is, ich mache dir eine Freude, which means to bring someone a little bit of joy. And that's what you're looking for with Mars going into Aquarius here at the 11th. How can me, little old me with my intense feelings, how can I bring a little bit of levity and joy into other people's lives? So that's really, really nice. On the 12th, we've got the moon next to your Venus. Moon being in Libra in your 1st house, Venus being in Scorpio in your 2nd, but they're 7 degrees apart. So you're comfortable with love. You love love. You love unexpected encounters and having a little bit of fun and not being so serious. You're still downloading things all the time. So you're like this ethereal creature who's connected to the higher realms, who realizes that this is all an illusion and who has fun with it and isn't constricted by the real world. And you just kind of float and hover above it all and just tune into these loving vibes. Yeah, make a date on the 9th. Hello. And on the 12th. This is awesome for a date. 13th, the moon moves into your 2nd house with Venus, your rising, and Jupiter. So listen to your feelings. Your feelings are going to provide you the cornucopia of wealth that you've been looking for. Read a book called The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. It helps you look at energy as a type of, it helps you look at money as a type of energy. And there's an exercise in there which shows you what your feelings are about money. Because all of this intense energy in your 2nd house is going to determine what happens. Jupiter is a magnifying lens. It makes everything bigger. So if you're afraid of money and you're like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to lose everything I have, Jupiter's going to magnify those fears and you're going to be like, ugh. If you feel great about money, if you feel like money always comes to me anyway, because I do loads of things and money seems to just be a side effect. I love money. I love to love money. Then that energy pulls money towards you. It's under the microscope. So be careful what you think and what you do. Be constructive and productive. That'll keep your mindset in a good space, because you manifest more of what you're doing around this time of the month. Okay, the 12th, 13th of the month. On the 14th, that heightens because the moon is at 22 degrees in Scorpio. So today is the 14th of September, you may get the idea that is your business and that serves as your legacy, you know, like Harrods or Selfridges or whatever it may be. On the 15th, we're looking more towards travel, communication, doing things like job interviews, presenting yourself in a really good light, starting your own business, putting yourself in the spotlight, presenting something. If you have to make a speech or if you have to appear well, if you have to come across very well, the 15th is good for you. Okay, things focus much more on the lower half of your chart on the 16th. So we're still looking at money, we're still looking at family. That seems quite difficult as well this month, I would imagine. It seems like a lot of work. And you're ruled very much by Earth this month, Libra. So you may feel a little bit like the world seems like a very hard place, and I just want to slip away into spirituality and just disappear and go into a realm where everything's easy. And you can do that for the first half of the month because you'll bring back loads of ideas which you can manifest from the 14th onwards. And here the 16th is one of those fab days where you can manifest yourself as a performer or as a leader. So all you Libras out there who want to be bosses or CEOs or presidents of companies or members of the board or head of boards, things like that, you can achieve that public role of leadership, or you can have your breakthrough success as an author, as a performer, as a singer, as a writer, all of those things. On the 17th of September, we've got the moon shuffling up to Saturn and creating a trine with Uranus and Taurus. So again, you're going to feel like even your family supports you in saying that the job that you're doing right now is somewhat lacking and you're kind of stuck in a way, and it's important for you to get unstuck so that you can be of service to other people. And that, I think, is the key idea that is going to get you unstuck. How can I be of service to other people in a way that satisfies my own feelings? And when you combine the two, when you find something that does satisfy your own feelings, then you'll be able to do work that's really meaningful here. So on the 19th, Mars is in Aquarius in your second, and it creates a trine with Mercury and the Sun in Virgo in your 12th. Okay, so again, by taking a little bit of time out rather than just working, and contemplating and giving yourself a little bit of time to daydream, giving yourself the permission not to be uber productive all the time, but rather think about, what am I supposed to be doing? You're going to have another great day here that supports you. Now, from the 8th of September through until the 22nd of September, you've got a grand cross in your chart, okay? But the effects of it, you feel most strongly here now on the 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. That's when it really packs a punch. And the grand cross is 4 squares, and they combine to create this big red square, which you can see in the screen. Big red square. See? So that means that it combines your Uranus at 1 degree in Taurus, so your desire to break free, with your North Node, I want to be recognized for what I'm doing. Venus in Scorpio in your second, I want to work at something creative that I really love, that makes money for me. And I want to do something lovely for the people I love and adore, and I want to take care of everyone. That's a lot to do on one day. I need to fan myself. It's wearing me out just thinking about it. So you need to keep things simple in September. Use your gifts. Your gifts are an amazing emotional capacity to tune into yourself. I don't know if you're very comfortable with that. Most people aren't. Most people don't like to look at themselves because I mentioned this in one of the other videos. One of the other zodiac signs is similar to you this month. People don't like looking inside because they think they're going to have all these skeletons in the closet and they don't want them to, they don't want to face that. The past is the past. Let's just let it go. But if you allow, you've got to rummage through all of that crap to get to your real feelings. And when you get to your real feelings, the gift that you've been given this month is that if you listen to them You're divinely guided to do work which you absolutely adore and which makes you a ton of money, which creates a cornucopia of wealth. So I really think that for the Librans who want to change jobs or who are sick of what they're doing or who are unemployed, or if you're a pensioner, this month really, if you don't ever meditate, start doing it and start listening to yourself. You will be given a job that's really going to be fulfilling. Yeah, fingers crossed all the way. Now, on the 22nd, Mercury, the communication planet, goes into your sign of Libra. So you start to think now in a way that's completely your own. You feel completely razor sharp for the rest of the month, and you now suddenly, everything, boom, clicks into place. Mercury goes into your first house. It's not retrograde, it's direct. And it's like, this is the way we're going to do things from now on. On the 23rd, your sun joins Mercury in Libra. So happy birthday. And this is now your time. This is the time of the year where you're at the peak of your powers. The good luck planet, Jupiter and Venus, is still in your second house. So use that good luck to change your financial situation if you're not happy with it. If you want to be comfortable and you're not, then you have the potential to change that this month. If you're comfortable but you're always afraid of losing your money, you can resolve that fear this month. That's the worst kind of poverty, by the way. That's like, you can't even enjoy what you've got. If that's happening to you, you got to do something about it. That's one of the worst things. 24th, the moon joins Chiron in Aries in your 7th and Neptune in your 6th. Weird day. You think you want to work, and the best thing that you can do is, again, be spiritually connected to get information about what you should do for work. But a distraction that may come up is the dream of what a partner could be like, and a past relationship could pop up, like your ex could pop up, and he or she could burst your bubble in terms of hopefulness. And this is a day where you could take a step backward and be put back emotionally. Ouch, that hurt. I saw the man I was in love with a year ago, and I've seen him in the street, and that, gave me a bit of a pang. So, best way to use the energy on the 24th is, like I said, download info and listen to your feelings and work on implementing those things. On the 25th, we have the full moon in Aries. That takes place in your 7th house of relationships. The full moon will inspire you to take the initiative. Yesterday's disappointments, you're going to react to those by saying, I'm not going to let a couple of disappointments put me off. I'm trying again. I'm interested in relationships. I want to do things for people. I'm personable. I can communicate. I'm clever. By the way, the 28 people watching, you guys, please do me a favor and share this broadcast. I checked on YouTube, and you can share this on Facebook, on Twitter, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, everywhere. So please share this video. I'd be ever so grateful. So from the 25th, romance and making it right becomes a priority. And from the 25th, you really have great potential now to make changes to your romantic situation. So make sure that this money blessing, the first 2 weeks, first 2-3 weeks-ish of the month, that you use that, you make notes. Now that you're in the relationship side of things, let's see what happens on the 26th. On the 26th, you've got a grand trine in the chart, again, strangely in 2 elements. It connects Jupiter and the rising in Scorpio with Chiron in Pisces and your North Node in Leo. So this is the day where you discover a way of working that makes you famous, that puts you in the limelight, that you really feel passionate about, that amends past disappointments, that serves humanity in a way, and that builds wonderful relationships between you and yourself and you and the people you're helping. Yikes, no pressure. But that's like the dream job. So as far, we have life partners and we have soulmates and we have twin flames. For you, Libra, This 26th of September is like your twin flame of jobs appears in your life. So we're back to work again. So it's like, must be a little bit exhausting here at the end of the month because it's love, then it's relationships and work and money. So it's like the back and forth between love and money and career and romance. So at the end of the month, give yourself a break. Just take it easy. Don't overdo it. It does shift every day. 27th, opposition between Venus and Uranus and the moon. So this is a day where you're going to feel you can only do it if you have other people helping you. You can only realize this project if you have other people helping you. That sense will continue, but you'll get the guidance that there is someone in your life who can help you make this dream a reality and can transform the way you work. So it is in your interest to work with other people because that will speed up the process and that will become much more likely to be a legacy kind of business, a business that is run for a long, long time. So I'm talking 50, 100 years, okay? Even longer. So it's a generational kind of family business. You've got an amazing Star of David here on the 29th. So you're a medium. You have one foot on planet Earth, knowing how to build things in reality by thinking about them. And then you've got another trine, which is in fire and water. You have the passion and the emotional understanding to really put that in place. So the 29th of September is also 11. 22 and 9 is 11. So 29th of September is a magic day where you get magic answers in the sense of this is what you can do to create abundance for yourself and heal the world, really, and do something that you adore and that you love. And it all comes through that spiritual connection. So if you feel super blocked, it's like, I can't hear my guidance or my angels, or I just can't go there. I don't want to go in there. Then you can talk to someone like me. But if you're willing to do the inner work, then please do it. Because it's like you're being showered with information here. The end of the month, another grand trine. This one's in air. So for the people who are more cerebral, who get their information more via the intellect, this is a great day for you to be supported and for you to express yourself and especially to do something for the ones you love through communicating and demonstrating what you feel. Yeah. It's got really hot in here now. So that's what I get for you in, you're welcome. That's what I get for you in September. I hope it gives you something to go on. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Book Your Readings button on the front page or the Readings tab to order your reading. In my private readings, I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up your astrology chart. If you don't have the time of birth, I can rectify your chart and I can find out your time of birth. So just get in touch with me via the email if you don't have your time of birth. Once I have your chart up, then I can see your life purpose, what your vocational aptitudes are, what's destined for you in health and family and love and money. And I can also see compatibility with other partners. I can answer any of your questions, see where the best place to live is using astrocartography. So if you are interested in a reading, then please visit the website. Please hit the subscribe button and also make sure the bell's on, because if I go live, I do live readings where you can ask a question. It's for people who can't afford an actual in-depth reading. I come on live and if you ask, what's love like, then I will pull a card for you to give you an idea. So you'll be notified when I come on live. So hit the bell and the subscribe. Have a fab month. And I will speak to you next month for the horoscope, but also check out my daily tarot readings and the weekly horoscopes. All the best, and I'll speak to you soon.